As of this week, the most popular song in the United States is As It Was by Harry Styles.
It's just us. You know it's not the same as it was.
This lead single off the former One Direction member's third studio album broke streaming records upon release, currently being the most streamed song by a male soloist in one day and becoming a huge trend on TikTok, which solidified its spot at #1 on the charts. However, just because the song is #1 on the charts, does that mean that people actually recognize it? Well, that's what we're going to find out. We're going to take a walk around today and interview a whole bunch of people to see if they recognize the most popular song in the country. Let's do it. All right, what's your name?
I'm Nick.
Nick, very nice to meet you. How you doing today?
I'm good. What's your name?
My name is Sean. Sean Fay Wolf. I'm doing pretty good too. So here's a question. Do you listen to much music that you would call like pop music?
Pop music, it depends on the era. Like current pop, it's not so much, but like early 2000s, 2010s, like think like Lady Gaga, Kesha, yes.
Okay, so yeah, as horrifying as it is for me to call those vintage now, so kind of vintage to the modern day.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Well, here's a question. Do you have any idea what the #1 song in the country is this week?
No idea.
No idea? Do you have any guesses at all?
Didn't Kodak Black just like release this album or something? I feel like Kodak Black would be up there, not because he's like super popular these days, but like it's like a nostalgic comeback, you know?
Yeah, Kodak Black. That album did actually do pretty good numbers, and he did get a very successful hit song off that. So he is doing well. But that song didn't actually hit #1. Here's the question: do you recognize when I say the name? Do you recognize "As It Was" by Harry Styles?
No, but I know Harry Styles like always breaks the board.
Yeah, no, he's definitely doing very well these days. Yeah, no, the song is a huge hit on TikTok. Do you use TikTok much?
No, not really.
Not really. Where do you get like new music from, or do you just listen to your playlist? Like, what's your music listening experience like?
Mostly Spotify. When I'm like looking for something new or whatever, then I usually just look at the top 50 on Spotify.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, yeah, do you want me to play a little short clip of the song and see if you recognize it or see what you think? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, tell me if you recognize this. There we go.
Come on, Harry, we run it.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Remember that? Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think of this? What do you think of it from what you hear?
I think he's going in the same direction as Imagine Dragons went with like kind of like department store music. I know like a lot of Harry Styles fans are gonna come at me for that, but
Yeah, let's hear that one more time. You think that he's going in the same direction as Imagine Dragons?
yeah.
Yeah, just like what do you mean by that?
Like department store music, you know, it's like kind of like out of touch. It's like it doesn't really push artistic boundaries, which is what people want. It's 2022. We have boundaries, and people want to push those because we're Zoomers. We fucking hate those boundaries.
That is very true. It is very true that like more than ever, it seems like you get your standby big pop smashes that are just meant to fill our time on the radio. But it seems like more than ever, you have people like some of our biggest stars are like Billie Eilish, Lil Nas X, people who are doing really new crazy things with it and stuff like that. Like those are our big pop stars, and even beyond that, everyone's tastes are like so niche. That everyone has their own kind of stuff that they're picking to promote. I don't know, I'm just rambling now, but yeah, I guess before we wrap up, do you have anything else you want to say about, I guess, music, the way things are going, modern taste, anything like that you want to comment on?
Music is an art, and art is about pushing boundaries.
All right, and you think that a lot of music today is doing a good job at pushing those boundaries?
I would say so. It makes me happy to see Lil Nas X up there because I know he's made some waves lately with representing gay men of color in the rap community, which hasn't really been seen before.
Right. No, yeah, that's a really big deal. I love a ton of his stuff, for that reason, among many others. But I think that he's definitely a good example of that. Anyway, yeah. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome, that's a wrap. All right, hello, what is your name?
Marissa. I'm Samantha.
Very nice to meet you guys. How you guys doing today? You doing good?
Pretty
Good? It's a
Yeah.
beautiful day?
Beautiful
no,
day
it's
out
wonderful out here. It's finally, it's been shitty weather
I
for like
know.
so.
Here. Finally nice out.
Yeah, no, it's finally actually decent. Like you can actually enjoy being on the quad for once. Well, here's a question. Would you guys listen to much music that you would call like pop music?
I probably listen to more pop music.
Yeah, more pop than anything else, I guess.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, do you listen to much music? Would you say you're like big music fans? I mean, who isn't? But who doesn't like music? But would you say you like kind of into the scene?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I find myself like listening to songs I already know than like trying to find new songs to listen to.
Yeah, I feel like it's generally like throwbacks kind of more than like newer music that's been coming out that I listen to.
Yeah, it makes sense. Even a lot of the new music is throwbacks and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so here's my question. Do you guys know what the #1 song in the country is this week?
I'm going to take a stab. Is it that Lizzo song?
It is not that Lizzo song, actually. Do you have any other guesses as to what it could be? If you don't, that's fine. I'm just curious.
My second guess is like the new Jack Harlow release.
Yeah, First Class by Jack Harlow.
That was actually #1 last week.
Oh, man.
Yeah, #1 this week. Tell me if you recognize this name, As It Was by Harry Styles.
Oh! You know, as it was. You know,
Okay, so you know it.
Yeah. Marissa.
Not a big Harry Styles person.
Not a big Harry Styles
No,
person?
no.
Have you just not looked into his stuff, or do you not like what you heard? Like, what do you, thoughts?
I haven't really looked into his stuff, but I'm not just the biggest fan of his music, so.
Okay, fair enough. What about you?
I don't really like, I'm not in love with Harry Styles, but like, I can appreciate like a good TikTok sound.
That's a fair way.
True, yes, it's been heard on TikTok for sure.
No, it's absolutely massive. Do you know the song? Like what
Yeah,
it is?
well, now that when she's saying it, now I know it a little bit.
No, it's not the same as it was.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I don't think I've ever heard the full song.
Me
but, like,
neither, just from TikTok.
Yeah. Which part is like getting all the buzz on TikTok? 'Cause I
The
don't use
one
it.
that you just sang.
So the chorus.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
chorus, yeah.
Yeah, and that's interesting because it's not like a particularly catchy chorus, but it seems like everyone knows and uses it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why do you think that is? I mean, why do you think it's become so big on TikTok? Is that, first of all, that's where the main place you recognize it from is TikTok?
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have known it if I didn't hear it on TikTok.
Yeah, same.
Okay. So why do you think it's gotten such a big following on TikTok? Like, what do you think the appeal of that is?
I think Harry Styles is the appeal. I think everybody loves Harry Styles, so
Yeah.
like if he releases something, they're gonna go at it.
And I feel like a lot of the videos that have been using that song, it's like when they say like, it's not the same as it was, it like flashes back to like a video that they have from like a long time ago in their life or like something like that.
Okay, so it's kind of like a flashback. Right? It's not just, oh, this is a random
Right,
soundtrack.
exactly.
There's a trend tied to it.
Yeah. I think it's like just based on the trend. I don't really know if people would love the song if there wasn't like a trend attached to it.
Yeah.
Well, I have to imagine people like it because here's a fun fact. That song actually broke the record for the most streams that any male soloist has gotten in one day. I think the only songs that have gotten more streams than in one day were All I Want for Christmas Is You on Christmas last year, and then the new Adele song that dropped a couple months ago. I think those are the only two songs in Spotify history that have gotten more streams in one day than that one.
Wow, that's
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah, and so it's definitely big on TikTok, but I could clearly tell that like it's big all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically the general question. So yeah, besides that, I guess, do you have any thoughts on, modern music and where stuff is going and sort of, I don't know, anything about that song in particular, like kind of what that says about where the music listening public is going, stuff like that? Any thoughts at all about any of those things?
I don't know, that's a lot to think about.
Well, we'll just do one at a time. What do you think of like kind of where modern music is going right now?
I think I'm not really a fan as where it's going. I feel like it's getting more like rappier and it's not the stuff you can really like sing along to.
For like all like, I feel like normally it used to be for like all like genres, like everyone could like it no matter what you normally like listen to, but I feel like now in a sense it's more like very specific towards like one group instead of like for everyone.
Yeah, that makes because it's kind of like a combination of a ton of niches rather than one big
Right,
thing.
it's
sort of.
changing a lot.
Yeah, and so yeah, how do you think that song, as it was, kind of ties into that? Do you think it's just purely big because of the TikTok trend and because Harry Styles is so big?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
I feel like Harry Styles is like one of the artists. Like my mom was like, oh, that guy that like looks like he's from the 70s, and like my mom was born in the 70s, so I feel like he is appealing to more than just like, I feel like a lot more people like him than just teens. I could be wrong, but I think that
Yeah.
Like he's.
That's the assumption you make with a former One Direction kid.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. No, but I know he's gotten cred. Another fun fact, I don't know if you knew this one, his last album, Fine Line, that's the one with Watermelon Sugar and Adore You on there, that was the most recent album to be released that Rolling Stone added to their list of the 500 greatest albums of all time.
Wow.
So he's getting a lot of acclaim for stuff like that.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. But I think that's pretty much anything. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Thanks for interviewing us.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for taking the time
Of
to do this.
course.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Bye. Hello. What's your name?
My name is Rachel.
My name's Wilbur.
Very nice to meet you. How you guys doing today? Doing good?
We're doing well.
Pretty good.
All right. Awesome. Good to hear. So here's a question. Do you listen to much music that you would call like popular music? Do you know any stuff about that?
Just a little.
Just a little?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. You know a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's step out of the way to let this truck by real quick, including you, Eric. We don't want you to get pancaked. Yeah, so here's a question. Do you have any idea what the #1 song in the country is this week? Do you have any ideas?
No.
Probably something by Doja Cat.
Probably something by Doja Cat. No, that's not actually true. She has had a good few #1 hits, but that's actually not this week. Here's a question. Have you heard of a song called As It Was by Harry Styles?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. My other daughter is very, very into Harry Styles. You should have come with me.
So yeah, you do know that song. It's that's basically the #1 song in the country this week. It's doing very well on streaming services and all that. So yeah, where have you heard it from?
Just from my daughter when she listens to it at home.
Sure, where have you heard it?
TikTok.
TikTok, yeah, it's real big on TikTok. So is that like where you get a lot of music from on TikTok? Is that generally like where does most of your music listening stuff come from? Like where do you hear most of your new music from?
Usually TikTok.
TikTok, yeah.
I listen to Spotify, but older stuff.
So you listen to kind of the vintage playlists on Spotify, that kind of thing? Okay. So that song is #1 right now. What do you think of the song based on what you've heard?
I like it. It's a good song.
I like it as well, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think Harry Styles definitely has a lot of appeal to him. Do you have kind of any thoughts on like why you think that song is the one that's hit it so big based on what you've heard about it?
It's catchy.
Yeah, it's pretty catchy.
That's basically all you need for a song to get real big. I guess before we wrap up, the last question is, do you guys have like any thoughts on like, big music right now, like where it's going, like where the trends are going? Just any thoughts about music, the music world in general?
I think the artists that are doing well are the ones with bigger personalities that have more to share than just their music.
That's a very good observation. Yeah. Do you have anything else?
Mostly pop music is the ones that go pretty big.
Yeah.
Unlike country or rock.
Not much country or rock in the mainstream right now, unfortunately. Which is a shame because there's a lot of good stuff coming out, but it doesn't all get big. I guess that's basically it. Any final words or anything you want to say before we wrap up?
I'm all set. Thank you.
Good. Okay, in that case, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you. I hope that was helpful.
All right. Hey, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. What's your name?
Tegan Quest?
Tegan. Very nice to meet you, Tegan. Lovely day we're having, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, finally. It's been crappy for so long. It's just
Yeah.
finally actually getting good. So here's a question. Do you listen to much music that you would call pop music?
Yeah, I would say pop is pretty common.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Where do you get like most of your music from?
I listen to most of it on Spotify.
Oh, you listen to it on Spotify. Is that where you find music, or do you?
Yeah, they have like a recommendation playlist. Most of the pop music I hear is actually from the dining hall, though, since that's where I spend a large time of my day.
Okay, and where do you hear it in the dining hall? Is it like people playing it out, or is it over the loudspeakers? Like where do you hear it?
Yeah, it's over the loudspeakers.
Okay, makes sense. So here's a question: do you have any idea what the #1 song in the country is this week?
No, I do not.
No idea.
Is it Harry Styles?
It is in fact Harry Styles. Yeah, do you know what the song is called?
As It Was?
That is correct.
Yes.
Is that one that you've heard a lot?
Yes, yep.
Where have you been hearing it?
The dining hall, on my playlist, on my friends' playlists.
just all over the place?
Yeah, the radio.
Yeah, is it getting like automatically curated onto your playlist, or are you adding it like?
Yeah, no, I enjoy the song, so yeah, it's on there. But.
Yeah, it's very good to hear. Yeah, what do you? I was about to ask, what do you think of the song? But you just said you like it. Yeah, what do you like about it?
It's a very summery feeling. Like if you put it on, it's just like it matches this kind of weather. It's not like a down song.
Right. It's like it's not like too much. It's like a transition into summer kind of song, which
perfect.
I like.
Yeah.
What do you think about? I guess what do you think about this song? Is obviously very big, but what do you think that kind of? How do you think it ties into like the bigger musical landscape? Like, how does it compare to other stuff that's big right now?
I think it fits pretty well with like the whole pop aspect. It's something that anyone can enjoy. The beat is really good to like catch on to. It's very catchy, and even if you're like in a bad mood, it's like an uplifting song. So you kind of just like find yourself nodding along to it, even if you don't know the words.
That's very true. It definitely has a very widespread appeal. It's like subtly catchy about it too. It's very.
Yeah.
That's good. I guess last question would be, what do you think of kind of the state of where popular music is right now? Like how things are going, what people are listening to, what like just general thoughts on what the landscape is like right now.
I like it. It's not always the best at music. I don't always listen to it. Sometimes I find myself skipping, but for the most part, I think it's good. It's better than the music a couple years ago. So.
All right, fair enough. That is all very good. Thank you so much for your time. Really
thank you. Yeah. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. You guys are all doing good?
Yes, good.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. What are your names?
I'm Natalie.
I'm Jayna.
I'm Mel.
Well, very nice to meet you guys. So here's a question. Would you guys listen to much music that you would call pop music, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
No?
I don't think so.
No, what do you listen to most?
Mostly like rap and R&B.
Rap and R&B. Yeah, well, a lot of rap and R&B is still very popular. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So, question. Do you guys have any idea what the #1 song in the country is this week?
As it was, Harry Styles.
What do you think?
I don't know.
I have no clue.
What's your other guess?
Is it First Class by Jack Harlow?
First Class by Jack Harlow was #1 last week. As It Was by Harry Styles is in fact #1 this week. You got it right.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Harry Styles?
I am.
Yeah,
I love
like
him.
yeah. When did you start listening to him?
I don't know, like One Direction. Yeah.
So you've been with him like since the beginning.
Since the beginning. We go way back.
Yeah, well, way back. Yeah. Do you guys listen to much Harry Styles? Do you know much of his stuff?
I do.
No.
I'm not a fan.
I don't.
Don't know him and not a fan.
I know who he is. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Okay, fair enough. Well, what do you think of? Do you both know that specific song, As It Was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where have you guys heard it?
Her. Me.
Yeah.
Me.
She always plays
Me.
it.
And you got it, I assume, from just keeping up with Harry Styles' release schedule?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Well, have you heard it like around much? Yeah. Is it just something you listen to, or have you heard it like around in public?
No.
We hear it in the dining
yeah,
hall.
it's definitely on in public, definitely on the radio, but I always listen to it anyway, so.
Okay.
It's also on TikTok.
Yeah, it's on TikTok.
It's on TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys use TikTok much?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you hear it on TikTok a good fair amount?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. So it's very popular there.
King.
Yeah. No. Here's a fun fact. I don't know if you know this. That when that song dropped, it actually broke the record for the most streams in one day of any song by a male soloist.
On Spotify, right?
Yeah, the only song. Yeah, but see, you're on it. You actually.
on it.
I'm usually the one who. I'm usually the one who knows the random music trivia. But you're doing my job for me.
Sorry.
Do you know like? Yeah. Do you know? No. Don't say sorry. It's so cool to see someone who's like actually. You know, a mega fan, because most people we talk to, they know it, but it's like incidental. They don't like, they're not really invested in Harry, you know.
My friend over there, she's a big fan too.
You're a big fan of her?
I love she is.
Yeah.
Favorite me.
Yeah. So yeah, what I take it you like the song then. What do you guys think of the song?
I love it.
You love
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a fun song.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, I like it.
Fair.
There's
Yeah.
a reason it's #1.
Yeah, I could see it. Oh yeah, what do you like about it?
I guess like the whole thing. I don't know. I just love his music in general, so.
Makes sense. He's
Yeah.
good at making music, I think. So yeah, what do you think? How do you think that song compares kind of to all the other stuff that's getting popular? Do you think it's kind of part of a trend? Do you think it's just kind of an outlier? Like based on like what you've heard around, how would you say that one kind of stacks up?
I mean, it's not like.
It's like summery.
It's definitely
Yeah.
summery.
It's like
fresh.
released at a good time when it started to get warm out, and it's like upbeat.
Yeah, like I was just talking to someone before, and it's very nice for the specific time where it's transitioning into
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah. and I'm really excited for his album. I feel like it'll be.
Yeah, that's dropping on my birthday, May 20th.
Really? Happy
Yeah.
birthday!
Yeah, thank
Almost.
you. Yeah, so I guess final question. Aside from this song, just general thoughts on kind of where the big hits of music is headed and like sort of where it comes from, what you think of it, like where just any thoughts at all on like the songs that are getting big these days.
Some of them are questionable because I feel like they're from TikTok.
Like the dining hall music, trash. It's like all like the same
It's
songs.
like the top hits, but
Yeah.
it's
But
all
some of them are
songs like you
good.
hear on TikTok. Like,
Yeah, and I feel like part of it is that any song will get old if you overplay it too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that they're bad. It's just that they're extremely overplayed.
So overplaying.
I'll
Yeah,
still
that's
listen to it though.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, yeah, you gotta be loyal to who you started with. Like, you gotta be loyal to Harry Styles. You've been with him all this time. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, any final thoughts? Anything you want to say before we wrap up?
I don't think so.
oh, yeah.
This is fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Nice to meet you. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing good. You know.
Yeah, we're good.
It's good. Yeah, nice day. All doing good. Yeah. What do you name?
Camila.
I'm Katie.
Oh, and Katie, very nice to meet you. So, question. Where do you guys, first of all, would you listen to a lot of music that you would say is like pop music? Would you say you're familiar with that?
Yeah, I listen to pop music, but
Not really.
Not really.
yeah, I listen to like country music too. I don't know. I have
It's
like
kind of
a
an eclectic
yeah.
mix.
I don't have a specific like music genre that I listen to.
We live in the Spotify world. Who listens to one genre?
Yeah, no, not me.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you listen to most of?
I mostly listen to like old rock music. I like some alternative. Not really like the new pop kind of stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff
Yeah.
in the old scene, definitely for sure. So that kind of leads to my next question. Do you have any idea what song is #1 on the charts this week?
Harry Styles?
Harry Styles. Do you have any idea?
Not a clue.
Not a clue. Well, Harry Styles is correct. His song as it was is #1 this week. Yeah.
It's a catchy song.
Yeah. Have you heard it around a lot?
Yeah, it's like all over everywhere I go, even on like TikTok or something. Everyone's always
even
playing
on
it.
TikTok.
It's catchy though. I like it.
Like have you heard it just in public? Have you like heard it? Just general.
I think Ramsden had it on the other day.
Yeah,
I think I heard
Like
it
at
in
dining
there.
halls, sometimes they play the music.
Yeah.
But
That makes sense. Yeah. Well, have you heard it around as well?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, definitely. What do you guys
Not
think
much.
of it?
It's a good song.
I like
song.
it.
I like
mean,
it.
at first I didn't know how I felt about it. But then like it was like just thrown in my face all the time, so I was like, I got used to it, so I liked it.
It's kind of a
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
Just like, well, might as well like it.
Literally.
Yeah, it's a good song. I watched the music video when it came out. It's good.
Yeah. What do you think of the music video?
I liked it. I like Harry Styles. I'm not like I don't follow his music, but like when it comes to me, it's good usually. So
Yeah, that's about kind of my relationship with him too.
Yeah.
Just sort of like not looking him out, but like he's got a respectable number of bops in his catalog.
does.
Yeah. So I guess next question would be, how do you think that song kind of compares or stacks up to a lot of the other big hits recently? Would you say it's like an outlier? Would you say it's kind of similar in style to the rest of them? Like, what do you think?
Honestly, I think Harry Styles, like, just as an artist, is very, like, popular. So, like, a lot of people would just, I don't know, I feel like they'd listen to his music because it's like Harry Styles, you know what I mean? But also, it's just a very catchy song. I feel like a lot of people, like, are starting to like indie music more or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
But
It's weird to call someone as big as him indie, but he's definitely like kind of
I don't know
taken.
if it is indie, yeah, but like it's Harry Styles, so like he's popular, I guess. But
Yeah, and he's like kind of taking inspiration from that vibe, isn't he? Like he's kind of taking that and then turning it into like a big mainstream smash hit. Yeah. What do you mean?
I think he's talented, but I mean I do think that it's very typical of, you know, he's gonna do what's popular, what gets him his fans, and I think it's very typical of what everyone else is doing right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, yeah. So, I guess last question before we wrap up. Aside from that song, just any general thoughts on kind of the state of where music is right now, like what the big hits are like, how they're doing, how they stack, like just thoughts on what music is like right now.
I think it's keeping up with like, I don't know, what people like today. I don't know, I don't really listen to like a lot of pop, but you know, it's good. I think it's good lately. It's all right, you know.
I mean, I generally like my older music, and I think the music today is a little less creative. like each individual song just kind of sounds like the next one, and it's not. I don't know. I feel like for a lot of the music I like, each song is like its own story, and I feel like we don't really have that much.
I agree.
So I don't know. Yeah. I think people could be more. I mean, I could never do it, so like I'm not gonna shit on them, but I do think we could get a little more.
I mean, we could always stand to have more variety. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, and that's something that I've definitely like. That's something interesting I found. Just like.
They're playing it right now. Do you
Yeah.
hear it?
Yeah.
They're playing it right now. See, it's like
I probably put it because I just interviewed them right before I came over to you
funny.
guys.
I hear them moving around.
Yeah, that's a good song. People like listening to it.
It's good. I love it.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much everything. Thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, awesome. What are your names?
I'm Jill.
I'm Ryan. I'm Lucas. I'm Lucas.
Two Lukases. Very, very nice. All right. So yeah, first question. Where do you guys get most of your music from? Like, what's your primary avenue through which you listen?
The radio.
Radio?
Yep.
That's where you get most of your stuff from?
I do.
Do you mean like where I find new music or how I listen to music?
Just either. Just in general, how you interact with it.
Mostly through Spotify. I have a premium account.
Yeah, premium account. Nice.
Yeah, I use Apple Music. I'm a student, so I use a student account.
Nice.
Yeah, I use Spotify too, but I find a lot of new music on TikTok.
Okay, that's good. So you see it on TikTok. Cool. So here's a question. Do you guys have any idea what the #1 song in the country is this week?
The last time I heard of a #1 song, it was Despacito, so I have no idea.
5 years ago, dude.
I'm gonna guess Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
That's a great guess. I would say the same thing.
I'll go with that one.
All right. Do you have any guesses?
Well, I'm guessing it's not Despacito anymore, but
Not Despacito. That set a record at the time for the most weeks at #1. I think that was 16 weeks. Then Old Town Road broke that record.
Is it Old Town Road?
No, Old Town Road was from 3 years ago.
Is it that Encanto song?
That song was #1 for a whole bunch of weeks earlier this year, but that's not #1 anymore. So here's a question. See if you recognize what I tell you. Do you recognize the name As It Was by Harry Styles?
Oh,
Yes,
yep.
I do. It's all over TikTok. That makes sense.
Over TikTok?
All over the school dining hall.
That too.
Yeah. Are you guys students at URI?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you guys all heard the song?
Yep. I
Probably.
could not place it by name, but I'd probably recognize it if you played it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me play it for you. See if you recognize it. Open. No, I'm not using PayPal right now, phone. Thank you very much.
I have heard this song before.
I don't recognize it.
You will.
Maybe the chorus. Is that a Note 10 Plus?
Yeah.
Nice. That's what I had.
Recognize it at all? No?
Wow. I'm surprised.
It plays in the hall.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Yeah. No, that song's #1 this week, and that's from Harry Styles' upcoming album. So, yeah, I mean, those of you guys who know the song, do you like it?
I'm not a huge Harry Styles fan, hot take, but I do think it's a pretty good song, all things considered.
I'm like indifferent.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's kind of all right. It's just something you hear. You're fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess last big question would be, and this is kind of related to that song, but just general. Where do you think kind of popular music has been headed, like in terms of the big hit songs? Like, what do you think about?
I think it's not great.
Not great. Why not?
Well, this is just me. I know this is not a popular opinion, but I like listening to the instruments in my songs. There aren't a lot of instruments in a lot of newer songs that I hear. Like, I really used to like Maroon 5, and Ed Sheeran, but he doesn't have, like, his whole thing in the past was like he played his guitar, and in a lot of his new songs, I can't even hear any guitar.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. It's all synthesized these days.
Yeah. I mean, there's gems in the new stuff. I don't listen to a lot of it. Usually I get it from like the dining halls is where I hear lots of new songs. That's just about half and half. Some are really good, some are just, I don't like them. But yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wish the new music was like you were able to differentiate them, kind of, because they do blend a little bit. So if a little like, but I don't mind the song. I actually find this to be one of the better ones in my opinion. I don't listen to Harry Styles all that much. I mean, I listen to One Direction, but like this it's pretty. It's good.
You're like an OG fan of those guys.
Yeah,
yeah. What they're up to these days.
Yeah. So they're pretty good. It's fine. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite song, but it's fine.
So it's a good filler thing.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I feel like the variety of like hit songs lately has been really, really scattered, like genre-wise and like topic-wise. Like Harry Styles, and I know, I mean, it just from experience at the dining hall, like that Edamame song is such a different vibe. Like, there's just so many vibes in there. I feel like it's kind of hard to predict what's gonna be next, if that makes sense.
That's so fun. That Edamame song, that has not actually charted, which is weird because I've heard it everywhere.
Exactly.
They play on the radio. I've seen it like on TikTok. It's like, that's so bizarre. And that's kind of the thesis I'm trying to prove right now. Like my channel, I do music discussion. I talk about, compare trends in the modern day to trends because the records go back to the 50s. I like kind of comparing and contrasting trends over time. And I just find it very interesting to see like, a song could be so popular and yet it's not charting. And then there are songs that do chart high that people just don't care about. Yeah. It's just really crazy.
Like there was that cover of like Eleanor Rigby, but it was like an orchestra, and that like, what was it, like a Grammy or something? Oh my, it's like weird. It's just like the number of things that come up are so different.
I feel like there's two kind of separate cultures going on at the same time. It's like, what is charting and what are people listening to? I feel like that's two completely different crowds.
Yeah. I mean, because the thing about it is, you think about it, this is a country of 350 million people. If you got 15 million people listening to a song, it's only like less than 5% of the population. So it's, I think Spotify's just made everything so niche that it's hard to sort of, And any thoughts on like that? People just, I guess just any further thoughts on anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Well, with Spotify and stuff like that, I feel like it's with so many indie creators now with the internet. There's so much variation and so many different niches you can get into that it's kind of hard to pick the number one. Like the kind of idea of a top chart is maybe not the best way to do it nowadays.
Kind of like an obsolete concept almost. Okay. Well, that's all very good and very interesting, and thank you all so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Awesome. Hey there, how you guys doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. That's I'm doing good myself. It's really good to hear. What's your name?
Autumn.
And Kyle.
Autumn and Kyle. Very nice to meet you. All right. So, question: where do you guys get most of your music from? Like, where would you say is your primary source of listening to music, learning about new music, generally?
Probably the radio.
Probably the radio. Okay.
Yeah, the radio at work. Yeah.
Radio. Okay. Yeah. Is that like in your car? Or is that like around the? Are you guys at the college or on the dining hall?
Car radio.
Car radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what type of stuff do you guys like to listen to the most? Like, what are some of your favorite genres?
I listen to everything: rap, country, everything really.
I listen to a lot of like old 2010 music and like
It's kind of crazy to think that stuff is becoming vintage these days, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, gives me shivers to think about. But anyway, so here's a question. Do you guys have any idea what the number one song in the country is this week?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
Any guesses at all?
Is it a country song?
It's not a country song.
I'm not going to know it.
No, I wouldn't know.
Okay. Well, here's a question. I'll name it for you. Have you heard of As It Was by Harry Styles?
Yeah. I could have called that. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't.
Where have you heard it from?
TikTok.
TikTok mostly?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Have you heard it on the radio much?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want me to play you a snippet from the song and see if you recognize it?
I'm not going to.
You're not going to?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just play it and then you can just give your thoughts on it real quick. Hold on. Let me just pull that up real quick. If the beach feels like giving me internet access. There we go.
I don't.
You don't?
No, I've never heard this.
Well, I know.
I've never heard it.
Really?
Really.
Okay. Interesting. So yeah, how would you say that it compares to like other stuff that's big right now?
I don't think it's like, I don't know, there's a lot of hype about it, and I think it came out and it was like not that great, like not as good as I was expecting it to.
So it didn't live up to the hype for you?
No, but it's a pretty good song. I mean,
it's good.
I wouldn't say
didn't-
it's a
good,
sad
just
song.
didn't live up to all the hype.
Yeah, I'm not into those sappy songs, so it's like
Okay.
a sad song.
All right, makes sense. Well, I guess last question for you guys is just what do you think of just generally speaking the way that, musical trends are headed, the way that things are looking, that you're aware of, like any comments on any of that?
No.
You go ahead and answer that one.
If you don't,
No,
that's
I don't
fine.
think it's going in a great direction when it comes to like rap and stuff. I think it just gets worse and worse by the day. But I think like country is good. Like the new music in country is getting there and stuff. Yeah.
I agree with her.
All right. Okay, you know what? That's good. Thank you guys so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Take care, man.
All right.